Hello guys, how are you? Welcome in. When you pop on, feel free to say hello. Let me know that you are here. Happy Thursday. Hope you've all had a beautiful, beautiful day. I'm just picking out some paint brushes over here that I think are gonna work good with my fine line. Hello, how are you? Are you guys ready to do Easter eggs? Hello, Cheryl. Welcome in. Alrighty. Brushes. Hello, hello. Am I not showing up? I am. Okay. So I'm just going to share you out. Hello. Hi, Donna Sue. Hi, Terry. Hello, Miss Judy. We're going to start doing the eggs that we've been, working up for a while now. So I have one prepped. I'm going to do one with you. And then we will finish the one that's prepped and we'll see how much time we have. And I might do that purple one that I started yesterday. Hello, Cindy. Hi, Glorious. How are you? Hello, Therese. Hi, Sheila. How is everybody? I'm just going to sprinkle out there a little bit, y'all. And I'll be right with you. I think we got it all. Hello, hi Kimberly, hi Sybil. Hey Trish, hi Jeanette, how are you? All right, I think we good. Hello, hello. Hi, Lori. Thank you for sprinkling, ladies. All right, so we're going to do it. We're going to start these. Are y'all ready? So my last box did go out. It launched yesterday. Guys, it sold out. So it's all gone. Well, it's not my last creator box. I shouldn't say that. But the last one leading up to these eggs is gone. So actually all the creator boxes, when I went in and looked, they're all sold out. So, here's what I'm going to kind of give you guys as options. Hello, Miss Pamela. Oh, happy birthday. Hi, Phyllis. Are you doing anything for your birthday? Did you do anything special? Do you plan on going out to dinner? Or are you doing something this weekend? All right. Well. Okay. This has got to kind of go like so, right? Oh, I get it. Okay. And then it hangs from here. Hello, Miss Edie. Okay, so these are the ones from Hobby Lobby. These were, I just threw the tag out. Are they $3.99? I'm lying to you. No, I'm not. They're $3.99, and then you get them at 40% off, right? So you guys are already familiar with these. These are the ones from Walmart. These are $1.98. There is a little bit of a size difference between the two. Like this is the Wally World one. This is the Hobby Lobby. You can't reply. Oh no, woke up Sunday with the flu. Staying. Oh, Pamela. Well, hopefully, you'll be able to do something. Hello, Penelope. How are you? So now, if you guys were not able to get, well, here's what I was going to tell you, Kimberly. So I know Walmart has theirs in. A lot of people have been finding them at Walmart. So if you can't find them at Hobby Lobby, check Walmart. If you guys cannot find those, so in my creator box, it's sold out, but the one that went out yesterday, I did put one of the Decoupage Queen ribbons in there. So you can go to Nicole, I don't know why I'm not thinking. Hobby Lobby has the paper mache eggs. So you can use those and just tie a bow to the top. And that's one of the reasons that I did this creamy acrylic matte in cream white in last month's box. Because, I mean, look at that. It's almost exactly the same. And this is a beautiful paint. It's perfect for Easter. I love how matte it is. It's a great paint to use to color any egg. So you can go to Dollar Tree. They have like the bigger golden eggs. Prime those. Glue them together with some B7000 like I did with these smaller ones. And then paint it with the creamy white paint. So you can make it your own. Like I said, what I did with the Creator boxes, so it was a few boxes ago, I did the fine line crackle, and we did this size in the fine line crackle, because we are going to fine line these. I started putting waxes in there so that you had the, and the pigments, so that you had both of those to lay into the fine line crackle. When you got the fine line crackle box, you also got the glossy varnish, which was this one. That's what goes over the fine line. And then this month's box, we did some beautiful, I'll show you the papers, but we did some of the beautiful papers. That is what we're actually going to be using in these eggs. The only other thing you're going to need is like a frame mold and clay, but you don't even have to do that. If you wanted to just decoupage on these and then fine line crackle over them, you can do that. Hi, Laura. How are you? Hello, Robin. How are you? Hi, Terry. So there's so many different options, but I put all these different products. I even put the brushes in there so that you guys had brushes to apply, like good brushes. Everything I was basically able to put in there, I did put in there, not leading up to just this, but all products that kind of work together so that, you know, you have these products to use later on too. And I'm just going to continue to do that. Like, you know, next month's box, we'll gear it towards something else. You ordered them? Awesome. So, you know, I like to make sure that, you know, if you got the fine line, that you got the varnish, that you have some of the pigments, that you have some of the waxes in the next box, that you have brushes to work with, that you have like the basic paints to work with, and so forth. So that's how I like to kind of build up my Creator boxes. So if you have them, other than like a frame mold, and you can use any frame mold, this is the one we're using only because it's one of my favorites. There's a million molds out there, but this is a Finnabair mold. And I will tell you, they're hard to find. It is an older mold. You can use any frames. Like I have these IODs. Anything that you can find that will fit on one of these eggs. And if you have a bigger frame mold, I'll tell you that the paper mache ones from Hobby Lobby are perfect for like your bigger molds. So, other than that, like either if you wanted to use casting resin, if you wanted to use Formflex, if you wanted to use clay, it's entirely up to you. So that's kind of where we're headed. Now, I know I have more papers. I just didn't pull them out. Aw, you're welcome. They're fun to do. So this was one of the papers. This is one of the papers that is in the box that you guys just ordered. So this is one of the AB Studios gilded papers. I think this is the one we're using today. So this is 1072. And then, oh, and in the Creator box, you also got the decoupage varnish and glue in the Silky Shine, which is what you need for the gilded papers. So that's why you got this one in last month's box. Again, I tried to think of things that would lead up to, it is so pretty. And like I said, this was in the Creator box that launched yesterday. This one is number 1035. This is also a gilded AB Studios paper. Hi, Belinda. How are you? And it's got like the greens and the golds. And what we tried to do when I was going through this with Terry too was like put different papers. I don't remember how many papers you got in the box. This was one that I just had. And I'll show you the egg that I worked on, but I took two of the bunnies out of this one. But look at AB Studios has these gilded papers. They're like the pinks and the blues and the creamy white. And look at all the Easter bunnies. Look, there's even a little duckling. How stinking cute is that? So they all work perfect with those frames. So, like I said, I tried to think about how it was we were going to put everything together. And that's what I kind of geared towards. So what I'm debating right now is, well, actually we'll be good. I think we're going to be good. So we're going to prep this whole one with you guys. And then I have another one that I have already sitting here dried. The clay is already dry and we're going to finish with that. I've been sick for a couple of days. So I went to urgent care a little bit ago and I got tested positive for the flu. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Where did I get the mold from? In all honesty, I use this mold. So they're sold out, Kimberly. Unfortunately, like as soon as they launch, I post them on my page and on Telegram, but they go really fast. And we put quite a few more out this month and they still went. So When I jumped off last night, I think there were 2 left, and I don't know when those 2 sold, but I looked earlier and I saw that they were sold out. This is a Finnabair mold. I don't know who does or does not have this anymore. They were really hard to find last year. I've had this mold for a while now, and it's one of my favorite frames. That's all right, Miss Betty. How are you? Hi, Lisa. Hi, Kim. Hello, Lori. So this is what we're going to be using. And like I said, you can use any mold, literally any mold. Now with this, I gotta think here for one hot second. Okay, let me get back in my groove here. So I have one of I found my bottle holder, y'all. Hello, Debbie. So the egg fits perfect in that little bottle holder. These are on Amazon, and if you follow Terry, this is in her Amazon store. So I'm just gonna show you the one that I already did. So this is what that mold looks like I did a pink one, because I found a pink one from last year. And look how stinking cute. And we're gonna put some bling around inside of that frame, and there's the bunnies, they're all gilded. We're gonna paint these molds, and then we're gonna fine line crackle it. And they come out so stinking pretty. This is one of the Hobby Lobby ones from last year. Like I said, they have them in this like pale pink. They have them in that pale blue, green, yellow, and the this color. Isn't it adorable? So I'm going to show you how to fix a couple of the little cracks here. This is what I tell people. I'm not bothered at all by the cracks. So you'll see there's a crack down here, but I'll show you how to fill it. And then we're going to paint it anyway, so it won't be as noticeable. Isn't it? It's literally perfect. I was talking about the IOD mold. Oh, man down. Get these blue gemstones out of here. I'll show that to you. You would go to Vintage Retail Therapy by Mara is where I got this one, if that's what you're looking for. So this is, do they have the name on here? This is Frames. It's just called Frames. You would get this from Vintage Retail Therapy by Mara. And if you go to her page, I do not have an affiliate with her. However, if you do end up ordering from her, just leave a little note with, I'm sorry you don't feel good for your birthday. Just leave a little note stating that I sent you, because that does help me out. So, all right. So what we need to do is, I need to get my clay. So we're going to use the Jovi clay, which you can find on my TH Decor affiliate. So we're just going to use the white one. Thank you, Miss Betty. Thanks, Sybil. Hello, Kim. So I keep mine, guys, don't leave your bags open. Crush all the air out. Fold it up. Even if you leave it open while you're working on it, I've seen that happen. And then you can't work with the clay. It's because it dries out pretty quickly. So what I'll tell you is, while you're working with it, I always keep a baby wipe. I fold it back down and I wrap that baby wipe just around the end of it, and I kind of let it sit there. And then any clay I'm not using, I also wrap up in a baby wipe. My hands are going to turn into a hot mess. You're welcome, Miss Sybil. And she's got some beautiful frame molds in there too. Hi, Nancy. So I'm going to pull out some clay, and we're going to make one of these molds, and we're going to cut out that paper to fit in there. But we're going to have to paint behind it because it's a little deeper colored, and I want to do the white paint behind it. So I wish I had one casted, because then I could measure it out, but I do not. So we're going to just go ahead and we're going to make one of these molds. Where did I put my... And then we'll work on doing that one. And then we'll see if we have time for our little purple egg. Hi, Sheila. So I'm going to take a brush, and I keep it in a little shot glass here with a little bit of olive oil in it. And we're just going to take that brush and get it into this mold everywhere. You don't need a ton of oil, because what I'm going to tell you is you only need a tiny bit, like just a couple drops, as I promise you that it's plenty, even though it may not seem like it to you, it is plenty. What I'll tell you is if you put too much, your clay is going to slide right out of it. So I've shown how to do this several times over. You can use cornstarch, absolutely. Ever since I've seen it with the oil, I just feel like it's that much easier. So if you kind of struggle, maybe give like the baby oil, or I just use olive oil because it's what I had, and that's what's still in the bottom of that little glass. And I just kind of get it into all of the detail. Make sure it's around all the edges, all that fun stuff. Hi, Janet. Olive oil can turn rancid. Try using. Yeah, I've seen the mineral oil. I don't know. I mean, I haven't had a problem with it. I only leave like a few drops in there. So it's not like I let it sit in there and sit in there. It's literally coated at the bottom. Hello, Adery. How are you? So just take your clay in your hands. You're going to roll it out. I'm doing good. How are you, Teresa? And get it into a pretty long piece. You can add more clay if you don't have enough. And we'll do the whole one side of this. And I kind of just, do you guys need to be pushed down just a little bit, maybe? If I don't let you fall out. Hi, Kim. Don't, oh, there we go. See, I knew that was going to happen. Every time I mess with this thing. If you guys fall and go boom, I'll fix you, I promise. All right, so then I just work my clay. You can wear gloves so your hands don't turn a hot mess. You all know how I am about gloves. And you're just gonna push your clay down. Hello, Patricia. You're gonna get it into all the crevices. Don't worry about all the excess right now. Just get it down in there. And we're going to take our, Lord, what did I do with it? It's over here. You're okay? I hope you're okay. You're welcome, Miss Therese. I still got to get used to your profile picture. You changed on me and got me all discombobulated, Miss Therese. I get so used to seeing one thing. It's like to the point where I know what your guys' little bubble looks like, and I don't even have to see your name. I just know what your bubble looks like. Can you put paint in with clay? Thank you, Teresa. I never have. I don't know if you can. I mean, I don't see why not, but I would just worry about what that would do to the structure of the clay as far as still having it workable. So I honestly, I don't know how to answer that 100%. I don't know if anybody else on here has tried that. It's a good question. I know that I love Jovi clay because I love the texture of it. I can work with DOS clay. That's what I started working with. And then I discovered Jovi and fell in love with it. Because some clays are a lot wetter and they're harder to work with in your molds, if that makes sense. So I just find the wetter the clay, the harder it is to work with. So I take my palette knife, and you never see me go in and out. You keep it flat. Hi, Debbie. You're going to keep it flat, just like so, and you're going to just go straight across your mold. Make sure all the edges are in there. And then I just kind of do the same thing here, come across, take off that excess. I'm going to wrap it up in a little damp baby wipe. And you're just going to do that going all the way across. Because you don't want to dig in. You want your mold to be even. So when you lay it on your surface, you don't have like this wavy kind of thing going on, and you got to keep pushing, and then your clay starts to crack and so forth. So just keep it level. Don't dig. Just slide it across your mold. I used to do the whole, like, I would have all these little caverns and stuff because I wasn't understanding the whole concept. And as soon as I taught myself, whatever you do, just smack it down there. Like I do this, and I just come straight across. And these metal palette knives work the best. I remembered the name of what they are. I said palette knife. Hi, Sue. Helping someone build their web store. It's all right, Miss Sue. Yeah, I think me and Sue were trying desperately to find this mold last year, and we found some that had a couple of it, but come over to the edge a little bit there. I got a little gap. Hi, Regine. So that's probably the biggest thing I learned is just hold your palette knife flat. Don't dig in. Just see there's nothing that's going to come out. Oh, that was digging in. You're just going to kind of go across and glide, and there's nothing else there. So, hello, Miss Rhonda. Once I think you get the hang of that, hi, Joanne. Once I think you get the hang of that and realize that you don't have to dig in and that you're not going to make any gouges or any of that, you're pretty good. And you get a nice flat back. So that's what it's going to look like. Okay. And then we're going to roll it out. Okay, Miss Betty, you have a great evening. So I just kind of, just a little bit. Then you take your mold and you're literally just rolling the mold, and it'll release right out of there. So if you use the baby oil, mineral oil, whatever it is you're using, what I will tell you is it doesn't dry the clay out as much as what the cornstarch would. Now, I did cornstarch for years and years and years, and that's what I was used to, and hence why cracks don't really bother me. Eggs too, I found the paper mache are not paper mache. There's a hard plastic egg under it. Really? Interesting. Well, it makes that the outside is paper mache, so that so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab a pencil, and I'm going to come right along. I'm going to go to the bottom of the paper because I want to save as much of this as possible, and I'm just going to lightly draw a circle on the outside because you can see straight through. And I'm going to cut around this. Now, here's the thing. You want to go a little bit bigger, and this mold has enough excess all around it that it's going to cover any excess paper. Cracks do add character, yes. And I like that they look vintage, so, you know, we're putting a fine line crackle on it. We're doing all of that, so it keeps it looking, got that, like, vintage look. So I just drew my circle, I mean, ever so lightly. I don't know if you guys can even see it. I actually have to hold it over here. And I just cut it out a little bit outside of the pencil line, just in case. I can always take off, but I don't want to have to put back, right? But there's enough clay around this mold that it's going to cover any excess paper, so I'm not concerned with it. So the glue that we're going to be laying this down with was also in the crater boxes. Grungy Frames Mold by CC Design. Unique Finds. Possibly, yes. It is a Finnabair mold. It might be Grungy Frames. Does it say on here? I can't see if it does. I'm that blind. There's like little itty bitty writing, but I cannot read it, and I don't remember the name of it. Okay. So see how that's bigger than the inside of that frame? That's kind of what we're looking for. Always go bigger, especially if you have, I mean, a lot of the frame molds are like that. So you have all this excess on the outside, right? So what I'm thinking is we should be pretty safe. I'm trying not to move this as much as possible. I'll actually know if I look at this one. So I think we're good right about there. I'm going to take that same pencil and I'm just going to kind of draw a circle around the paper, and we're going to lay some white paint on there just to lighten up the background a little bit. Hi, Judy. Hello, Miss Linda. Cut through it. I planned on making the eggs so you could see into like the old ones. Oh my God, how funny. So this is the glue we're using. So if you guys remember, you got the Express glue. It's one of my favorites. It's one of the reasons I put it in there. I just need some white paint. Hi, Linda. Hey, Joanna. How are you? Hi, Emily. Thank you. So like I said, we'll do the one side of this and then we'll continue on that one. It's also on scrapbook.com. Okie dokie. So there you go. So I just want to lighten this just ever so slightly. Just to brighten up the background a little bit, because we're going to decoupage right over it. So typically we would decoupage over white so you can see that image. So same concept. Hi, Tracy. You're going to be careful with your heat, even though this does have like a hard coating on the outside, like plastic. You want to be careful with the heat. You don't want to bubble it all up. So I keep it a little bit away. Just keep the heat tool moving. I have it turned down. It's not on full temperature. Dry that. We're going to put one more coat on. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to lighten it up a little bit. Hi, Kim. Hey, Judy. Hello, Erin and Gail. Welcome in, ladies. No, it's the same. I have two different dryers. I have the little one and then I have the other one. I also have, just like that bigger one, I have out in the garage, and that one's staying. I'll kidnap it. Okay. Hi, Kim Marcellos. How are you? So I just did a circle of white. See the difference? Like this has got that like creamy ivory, which is why I put that paint in last month's box. So if you couldn't find these eggs and all you could do was get the paper mache or the Dollar Tree ones, you can kind of imitate the color. Hi, Diane. So we want to get that nice and dry. Then we're going to decoupage that paper. And then we're going to put our frame right over it. We'll finish one here today. I'm going to make several of these. I'm actually going to run, I might run to Wally World after my live. I don't know. We'll see. And I'm going to have to grab some more. And we'll do some with different frames too. This just happens to be my favorite one. Cole, what are you doing? Slow down, pay attention. Okay. So what I'll tell you on this round area, because it is round, you're going to want to take your paper and just tear some sections so that it lays flat. Don't be scared. They will join right back up. But this just makes sure this just ensures you're not going to get a bunch of wrinkles and so forth. So you're going to tear. It's rice paper. The fibers will naturally blend back in together. So that's all I did is I tore the paper. See that? So you need to use the Silky Shine. That's why it was in your creator box. Because if you put matte, all the gild that is on this paper will not show. It will no longer be shiny. You want the Silky Shine. I mean, if you don't want it to be shiny, you can use the matte, but these papers are beautiful. And then I'm just going to go along all those tears and just start laying this down with what's left on my brush. You can lift up. If you feel like it's going to wrinkle a little bit, just be very gentle. Come on down. If you got to tear it a little bit more, you can. Don't lay it all down at once. Here's the thing. So I have a wrinkle right there. I'm just going to kind of push that down with my brush a little bit. I'm going to tear this a tiny bit more, just up a little bit. And lay down with my brush. And we're going to fine line into here. So if you get a little crinkle, listen, I know they drive people crazy. I don't, y'all know, like same thing with the cracks in the clay. Some people don't like that. I don't mind it. If you're making something like this that's going to look a little more vintage, it doesn't faze me one bit. Don't let it faze you. So now that's on there. We're going to dry that. And then we're going to put our mold onto there. And you can use any paper. I'm going to show you what my favorite one was from last year. Was actually, if you can tell, I mean, I still use it for a million things now too, but I love, this is also an AD Studio paper. So this one is number 1783. But look how pretty those roses are and all that script. That looks beautiful on one of these eggs. So if you get your hands on one of those, they're gorgeous. It makes for a really, really pretty, shabby, chic kind of looking egg. Okay, and here's the thing. So you can do like greens and pinks together, because I really thought I wasn't brave. I wasn't feeling brave. Is Shannon in here? Hi, Shannon. So, like on this pink one, I really thought about putting this green in here. And I might have to do that, because that would have been so stinking pretty. And I was like, I don't know, how gutsy am I feeling? And I wasn't feeling very gutsy at the moment. Hi, Becky, how are you? Hey, Teresa. So I have my Express glue. I'm going to move this over. So I'm just going to take my palette knife and I'm going to come up under the clay. I'm going to flip it over into my hand. Hi, Debbie. That's the paper on my egg. Is it, Gail? Isn't it so pretty? And I love this Express glue. It's got this like little fine tip. It just makes, especially if you're doing clay like this and you're like, oh, I need to get it on there before it dries. I still use my fingers to spread it, but it just makes it so much easier. I don't know. I love the Express glue. It holds pretty stinking good, pretty stinking quick. I mean, the Heavy Body Gel does too. That little bottle just makes it so convenient for me. The pink one is pretty. I did all kinds of them last year, if you guys remember, because I sold quite a few of those last year. I'd say these and the pumpkins are probably my favorite thing to do. Isn't that funny how, like, you know, because I think I had last year, a lot of people were like, oh, it's so much easier to have you make it for me. They can be a little tedious. And listen, we're going to go through doing all kinds of different eggs, not just this style. I'm going to have several like this. with different prints and so forth, because I do love making these. But we're gonna do several different things. So and then I just kind of spread it around. They are, and when they're all finished, because it is, I mean, you got to wait for the clay to dry. It is a process. You can use your casting resin if you like, obviously, but this is just how I do it, and I love to work with clay. So, and I've seen them where, like, I've seen people do eggs and the whole egg, hi Barbara, like the whole frame will stick out from the egg, and that's fine too. You don't have to do it in clay and have it all laid down. So now I see I have a big crack there. Now this frame has been sitting there, or this clay's been sitting there for a hot minute. Typically, you kind of want to do it and stick it on there, but I'm going to show you how to fix it a little bit with water. I'm going to show you how else I fix it. I'm out of my Ranger stuff that I get from Terry. It all dried up on me. I must not have closed the lid right. So I just kind of babysit, and I very gently am tapping down the little detailed pieces, right? And then Nicole, where'd you put it? Hi Regina. So I need my little thingamajig. I had it here earlier. Where the heck did it go? Can't get it out of there without it. I need my little silicone tool. Sorry, y'all. I guess this one will work. It's not the one I wanted. I need to get some more. There's one that'll work better, I think. Hi, Kath. How are you? Hi, Marvin. Hello, Sandra. So inside of this, you want to make sure like the inside, the little beaded area is laying down, all of that, because, and you come back and you just check it every once in a while, right? So I'm just going to take any like really clumpy glue that may have come through those little areas there. And I'm just going to take my little silicone brush, silicone tool, and just pop that out. So I think when we do this one, we're gonna lay the Umbra wax paste in here. Let me get this clay put away, and I'm gonna leave it wrapped with the baby wipe. Store it in your Ziploc baggie, close it up, get all the air out, and I make sure I just wrap it all up really tight. You can double bag it too, which I actually have to get another bag for that. So I'm then gonna take a wet paintbrush, small little wet paintbrush. So use a little bit of water. So I'll show you. There's a crack here and a crack here. And that seems to be because of the way we manipulate them. You know, it's kind of a big curve if you look at it. Like I said, you can use casting resin. I just take a wet paintbrush and I just kind of gently, there's a little one right here. This one I could probably fix with just water. And you're just gonna kind of like brush it along that crack, like you're fusing the clay back together, if that makes sense. I've even taken heavy body gel and brushed that along the seam. Here's my thing with these ones is along that frame there, right here and right down here. Like I said, it doesn't faze me because I love that crack. It just gives it more of like an old, and was that Gail that said she's got that rose one? So doesn't, that probably has the same crack, because I know when I do these, it's the same crack in both areas. And like I said, some people are like, yeah, I don't like the cracks. I think it's just a preference. But what I will do is I'll come in, I use the modeling paste. You can use structure paste. Structure paste has texture. and I don't like the texture like doing this. So I just take a little bit of modeling paste and the little silicone tool, and this is nice and smooth, so I take a little bit and we're gonna paint this, right? So I just fill in along that area and kind of smooth it out. And it'll still have a little bit of a crack. You can come back in and hit it with more modeling paste if you want. But if it's a really deep crack, I will put some of this in there just so it's not as prominent. Then I just kind of wipe back. Come up into right there. And the rest of it, I'm just going to let it do what it does. Here's the thing is clay naturally cracks. It's what it does. So if you don't want that, I would probably use like your fast cast resin, but this is what clay does. And it's one of the reasons I like working with it. Because if I do clay on something, I want it to have like that old style look. So how are you, Miss Sybil? Did I already say hi to you? If I didn't, I'm sorry. I wasn't ignoring you. Okay. So that's just kind of, I'm going to have to do the same thing on the other side, but we're going to let this sit and dry while we fine line the other one and start painting the other one up. So that's what your first half is going to look like. And then we're going to, like I said, we're going to put fine, see where the modeling paste is in there because it's a lighter than the clay. And we're going to fine line the inside. We might put some little bling wrap in there. I'm just kind of checking, make sure we're down everywhere before I place this one over on the other side of my desk. Actually, I'm going to have to put it in a safe place because we'll move this one over. I don't want this to roll. The heck got on that. So that's how it looks like, and you want the clay to dry. Don't try painting, and because we're going to add some wax into this and everything. Don't try painting and doing all that work because you're going to smash your clay. Wait for your clay to dry before you go in and start painting it. Trust me, it's worth the wait. Okay, so there's one. And I'm going to actually put this in a safe place that it's not going to roll away. I got a little cart over here that I can just tuck it into the corner. It won't roll. I hope. And then do I want this? Or do I want pigment? I think I'm going to use pigment. I don't think I'm going to use... Yeah, we're going to use pigment. All right, let me get some of these brushes in water. Alrighty, so we're done with the palette knife. We're done with these because I don't mind the cracks on here whatsoever. We're going to put our express glue away. Thanks, Erin. Hi, Debbie. This is going to come in handy when you're working with clay and you're doing these eggs. I promise you that. We'll move our modeling paste, our decoupage glue. And like I said, this isn't going to be the only one we do. We'll do more. The varnish can go over here. I'm just trying to make some room. Hi, Teresa. Okay, so this is the one I did that I prepped ahead of time. Like I said, it was on a pink one. So I did pink and blue. It's like two little, it's like a, yeah, two little bunnies and then this bunny. So what I think we're gonna do is this. What if we paint, what if I do, hold on, because I think I'm changing my mind. What if I did Umbra? We're gonna do Umbra into it. I think what I'm gonna do is we'll paint it this color, put in Umbra, and we're gonna brush gold over it, and then we'll fine line it. Sound like a plan? We go like vintagey with a little touch of shiny gold, since that is gilded. So this is the cream white that came in your box. Am I not? I looked on Walmart.com and didn't see. Oh my God, I have no, I'm sorry. I was so not ignoring you. Thank you. I had no comments up there. Thank you, ladies. I'm so sorry. Okie dokie. Well, looks like I'll be looking at my iPad. Okay, so I'm going to take a little brush. I so was not ignoring you. I'm so sorry. Gotta love the book sometimes. All right, so like I said, cracks not going to bother me whatsoever. We're going to go ahead and paint this. You love it. Aren't they cute? They're so pretty once they're done and aged up and crackled and all the fun things. So we're going to go ahead and just put a coat of this on there. Oh, thank you. And then it needs to be cut. We're going to put our antiquing paste and antiquing gel in there. And then we're going to highlight it in gold, but we're going to fine line crackle this as well. So I want some of that gold in there, but I want it to kind of have like a vintage look to it, if that makes sense. So the fine line will give it like that porcelain look. And here's the thing. So this is just what I do. Yes, paint around the edges, do your thing. If we were to do this gold, it would be, I would have to perfectly coat it. We're putting that antiquing gel in here. Again, I like them to have sort of a vintagey look to them. So it doesn't have to be perfectly painted because I want to bring out all that detail and kind of have the frame look aged. Almost like you would see like old school stuff in the gold frames and so forth. So this one came from Hobby Lobby, and they have them at Walmart too, but there's a difference. So these are the Walmart ones. They're bigger, they're wider. These are the Hobby Lobby ones. So I know you can't tell now that the frame is on there, but they also have different ribbons. And the Walmart ones, in all honesty, to decoupage and do one of the eggs, this was like the only color I saw that I liked. Last year they had lighter colors, and this year it's like a super bright pink, super bright green. I like the pastel-y colors. I mean, to each, you know, whatever it is you like, if you like that bright color, but I just wasn't a fan of the Walmart ones this year. Hello, Tanya. And then I'll show you how to put the pigment into the fine line. Super easy. And it's already speckled, so the fine line's just gonna kind of just enhance this so much more. I only did a couple pink ones last year, I think. I think I stuck with mostly the white. or the creamy color and the yellow. I might have did a blue one. But if you can't find them, you can do the paper mache egg and paint that. So if you got my creator box, you'll get this. You got this color in last month's creator box. There was a ribbon in this month's creator box that is, you know, for those that ordered it, is coming. So if you got one of the paper mache eggs from Hobby Lobby, they're a bit bigger, but you can just put a bigger frame in it. And you have one of the Decoupage Queen ribbons to go in it, which is beautiful. Okay, I'm just going to dry that paint really quick. We're going to flip it over and do the other side. So I fixed this one and I ended up putting bling around it. So this is the other one. We're going to put Soft Touch and the, whatchamacallums, appliques around it. And I came up with the cutest idea to put a gem in the middle. So that one's like a lilac, and it'll be lilac and gold. I loved the way the lilac came out with the gold, so. Hi, Tammy. Shirley, I am good. How are you, darling? I'm sorry, it's weird because not all my comments are showing up there. Gotta love the book. Okay, we'll paint the other side. Same thing. Just kind of rough painting just to get some color down. Now, I do know that Miss Terry, if you're going to my Craft and Chaos link, she does have the Gilded Papers, I believe, by AB Studios available as well, because she did order them. So if you're looking for the Gilded Papers, she did get the ones, you know, she's got more of the ones that went into the creator box. Because they are so stinking pretty. So what's everybody doing tonight? The mold is a Finnabair mold. I used clay, so we did one. I already put that one to the side, and then this is the one that I did, and I prepped ahead of time so that we can actually paint it. It is a Finnabair. Somebody had said it was Grungy Frames. I've had it for a long time, and somebody had put in here that a couple places that they found them, but I know they're harder to find right now. And you can use any frame, in all honesty. If you go to Vintage Retail Therapy by Mara, she's got some beautiful frames that you'll be seeing me use on these eggs as well. It's the frames mold. So she does have some beautiful frame molds if you're looking for frame molds. And like I said, I don't have an affiliate with her, but if you do order and you just drop my name in the little comment section when you check out, it does help me out, guys. So she does have some beautiful frame molds that you can get a hold of. You love this mold. I do too. That's why I use it a lot on these eggs, because it's literally the perfect shape. But this is what I tell people too. Get adventurous with your clay molds, because if you have one of the frames molds and you have any of those, like any of the other molds, look at your mold and just kind of like, so this is round, right? So find another mold that you can actually attach to. Like, just imagine this was just round. And then grab another mold that you can cut either. It's kind of like thinking about would you bend outside the box. Like, cut and piece your molds together and you can create your own. That's the great thing about clay and molds, is you could just piece and part them together to create your own. Because I love doing that a lot too. Thank you. Hey, Miss Terry. Terry, don't you have some frame molds in your store as well? Terry's actually got a Finnabair frame mold in her store. It's one of the new ones she just got. So go check out Craft and Chaos, because it just clicked with me. She just got all that new product, but she's got a beautiful frame mold in there from Finnabair. Because I was actually like, oh, I needed that one. So you just go to my link tree and go to Craft and Chaos. Like I said, you use any frame mold. Because sometimes I'll sit there and stare at different sites and stare at molds and just stare at them thinking, how can I piece like this together with either maybe what I have, or what can I do with this one if I had these two? How do I mix them together? It's kind of like when I'm staring at a bottle that I'm not sure what to do with. It'll eventually pop in your head how you can work that. Yep, I thought so. Yeah, so the same thing. It's not this one, but she does have a Finnabair frame mold in there that's really cool. I love the Finnabair molds, guys. Hi, Kathy. Okay, Miss Donna. This mold, and it's the only one I have used. Oh yeah, so Sue just put the link in for the mold that I'm talking about. Thank you. Hi, Lisa. So we're gonna get this dry. We're gonna put our antiquing gel in here. And then we gotta fine line it. So like I said, I'll put probably, once the clay on that one kind of has to where it's not squishy anymore in a few hours, I'll do the other side of that egg, and I'll do the other side the same print as I did that one. So like I said, I already had this one prepped. Lisa, you weren't? Where were you? Do I want to know where you were? Were you lost? Hi, Kathy. So I'm going to take my Umbra Antiquing Gel. I'm going to use, let's use this brush so I can get down into all that detail. Hi, Cheryl. How are you? Oh, this one's really drying out. This is my old one. I've had it for, you know what? This was probably my first antiquing gel ever. So I couldn't even tell you. It's got to be 2 years old. And it's still half full. It's drying out though. On a different video and found, oh my God, you're so funny. So I'm going to add some water to that because it is getting pretty thick. I'm going to grab a few baby wipes. So I'm almost torn as to whether I want to fine line this one or not. I almost don't want to. I don't know why. I want to fine line that white one. What if we just pounced the gold on here like we did yesterday? I feel like the fine line on this isn't gonna, I don't know. Look at me. If you know me, if you're new to me, I change my mind a lot. We're gonna put the antiquing gel in here, age this. Hello, Gail. Sue, you may want to check. I loaded even more stuff. I quit. I swear if my eyes wasn't already. Oh, Terry. Terry's gonna be exhausted. I know. I tried calling you earlier and I'm like, okay, hang up. She's probably like running around like a mad woman. Because I had a question, but then I got my answer. Although I still have a question for you. I'll have to ask you. Jamie, how are you, darling? How are you doing? How's the weather up in Michigan? So we're gonna wipe this back. I am using a damp baby wipe because all is good. The other three are taken care of. And I'm going to show you. So this is a water-based product, and you can even spray this down if it's still too dark for you and just wipe it back. I am going to get along all the edges and all of that fun stuff too. See what I mean? So I want it to kind of look a little vintagey. I know, Miss Jamie's in here. I hope all is well, Jamie. I'm gonna come in along all these edges. It's gonna age the edges and so forth. Who loves to, okay, so I asked this when I do it on TH Decor, but who loves to play with clay? Because I absolutely do. It's like you can just sit here and, I don't know, just let your mind do its thing, I think. You like it? Yeah, I think we're just going to pounce gold on here. I don't think we're going to fine line this one. Now, we'll fine line the white one. You do, Tanya? We'll fine line the white one. Still kicking. The weather is, oh, trust me, I know. Well, you're not super far from me, so we probably got the same weather, just a day or so apart. Today it's like the wind is wicked. I actually thought it was gonna blow my packages off the porch. I waited, and or off my front steps, I should say. So coming around all these little areas can get a little tedious, but it's all worth it in the long run. That's what I say. You're still learning to play. That's what I say. Just take one of your molds, take some clay. If you're not like super comfortable with it, you don't have to make a project. Just mold, unmold, mold, unmold. You can use the same clay, just mold it and unmold it, mold it and unmold it till you become comfortable with it and kind of figure out what works for you. I think it's different for everybody. I like that. And we're going to kind of brush a little bit of gold. What is Terry's page name? It's Terry Lightsey. So she's actually in here under her. So hers is just her name, Terry Lightsey. Like her page or her store? So if you're looking for her store, you would find it under my link tree under Craft and Chaos. But if you're looking to follow Miss Terry, you would go to Terry Lightsey. Yeah, which means I gotta go get aluminum foil again. Just a heads up. 2 days ago it was 50 and sunny, and then bam, yep, a tree fell in the house here and blew siding off one of the old Victorians. Oh, how horrible. Just plain me, she says. Just me. Oh, I love old Victorian houses too. That's sad. I would love to have a big old Victorian house. That was always my dream. You love this egg. There's steps to them, which is why I had this one prepped ahead of time, and it kind of showed you how to put the clay on that one, and then we'll finish that one together because I want to show you how we fine line it and do all of that. But each one can be made totally different. Guess I should have filled my water, y'all. Make them the way you like them. If you want them with this frame mold and you want, or a different frame, or don't even have a frame, that's fine too. Decoupage and you want to wrap bling around it. You want something super blingy, you want something super shiny. It's all preference. It's kind of like the way I do my pumpkins. Every one is different. It's whatever style you like to go for, which is why they're so fun to do. The Gilded Diamonds came back in stock today. Of course the Gilded Diamonds. Oh, wait, what? Why am I so confused? The Harlequins? You better save me some Harlequins. Like the little one, is that what we were talking about? So we just aged it up. Look at how cute that looks. Nicole, you are decorating. Nicole, are you decorating a tree, a bowl, or making a garland? I just sell them like this. So all my eggs, I don't do anything. They just go like this. That's what I did last year. I just like making them. They're fun, they're cute, they're all totally different. Oh boy. And that way, whatever you guys want to do with them. So I'll have some of these on the 22nd for the sale event. I'll actually have quite a few Easter pieces, I think. Thank you. You can spray right onto there if you want it not as dark, and just wipe back. And we already sealed that paper, so the paper is good. Don't be scared to spray it. Hi, Charlene. Thank you. And the reason I pick these ones to fine line is because they're like the pumpkins. Yes, they're foam, but they have like a hard coating on the outside. So they take the heat a little bit better without like super bubbling up, if that makes sense. You know how like that foam likes to get super bubbly? And then I think all we got to do is get some of that gold on there, and this one will be done. Thank you, Penelope. I appreciate that so very much. So who's going to try some of these? I hope y'all are. I said I got some different ideas for you we'll be working on. You guys are going to be sick of eggs. I thought you were going to get sick of bottles, but you'll be sick of eggs. But we only got a few weeks left, so... You definitely plan on trying? That's awesome. I love that. Thank you. I'm gonna go grab a piece of tinfoil. We're gonna mix a little bit of pigment. We're gonna lightly brush the pigment over this white. Maybe we'll do like a little gold ring inside. And we're just gonna dot this with some gold. But did you paint it white or did you use primer? So it was clay, and then I used, this is what was in one of the creator boxes, the cream white in the creamy acrylic by Pen Art, and then I put the antiquing gel in there. The egg itself was already pink, but I was gonna fine line it, but I don't think I'm gonna fine line it. I think we're just gonna do what we did last night with these eggs, and we're gonna dot it in gold. What do you guys think? See how pretty that turned out? I think that's what we're gonna do. So let me go grab some tin foil. And we're gonna do that. Oh, by the way, guess who's gonna be here Saturday night? So I have Lucas and Sophie here Saturday for several hours Saturday evening, and then I guess they're going home, and then they're coming back Sunday for dinner. So I get them two times this week. I came off of my live yesterday. My son's like, would you want to watch the kids Saturday night? I was like, what does that mean? Isn't it cute? All right, I'll grab the tinfoil. I'll show you the one that we did together earlier that we started, and then maybe we'll finish the purple one. We'll see how, we'll see what time we hop off of here. All right, hold on one moment. I know, Zebra. Oh, I forgot the egg. Haven't tried that yet? No. So this is one we did earlier. And I think what we're going to do with this is we will definitely fine line this one. And we'll decide what color we're going to do. I don't know if we keep this one. We'll do this one like really shabby sort of. But I have to do the other side of this one. So I just need that to stay somewhere safe while the clay dries on that side. Oh boy. Okay, there it goes. So we're gonna mix some pigment. Just a little bit. Oh, thank you. They did come out. They're cute. I like them. I like them a lot. So you guys saw me do this yesterday. I saw Miss Terry do this on her page. And she took tinfoil. I guess I didn't grab very much of it, but we're not going to need much. So, hi Carla, how are you? I'm going to take a little bit of pigment infuser. My pigment fix is on its way. And we're just going to take a little bit of the metal pigment in the gold. Mix it, and we're going to dab all over this. And actually, I want to do the purple egg that way too, so I should probably, well, we'll see what we get to. We're just going to mix that metal pigment. So the metal pigment, you guys should have some of the metal pigment if you were buying my boxes as well. This was kind of last minute. I was going to do the fine line and put the metal pigment into the fine line, but like I said, Nicole changes her mind a lot. I always say, you don't have to go with what your original plan was, but they speak to you, so they, meaning your projects, not to confuse with me sounding crazy. Whether you guys think so or not. Hi, Miss Della, how are you? Did I not see you earlier? All right, so you don't want to flatten it. You want it to be like super rough, kind of got its, like it's got all the pointy parts. Does that make sense? And we're going to move this over. I'm going to hold it like so. And we're just going, oh, Nicole, there's too much. Ugh. It's all right. Look, I got so confident yesterday. Let's go this side. Maybe that side's too flat. That's better. And we're just going to dab it on there, and you don't need to whack it. It sounds like I am, but I'm not. So it's just kind of depositing the gold into there. And then we're going to brush it on here too. For whatever reason, I don't have a good grasp on this. There we go. So like I said, it's already speckled, but we're going to add some gold into the speckled areas. Because we can. Trying really hard not to get my ribbon, y'all. Hi, Miss Addie. Thank you. And I don't need a ton of it. I just want it so that there's like hints of gold. I did so much better on this yesterday. Not gonna lie to y'all. Not that it's not pretty. Thank God it's a big egg. Maybe it's the way I have the tin foil folded, but we're gonna dry this. Thank you. And then we're gonna just lightly brush onto the frame. It's the frames themselves. You tied it with twine, it stayed out of your way. I have a hanger. You would think I would use that, but okay. Luckily that dries pretty stinking fast. You know what I just realized? Oh, totally didn't have these centered. Yeah, I did. The ribbon's just wonky. Okay. So there's what we got so far. It's like the two bunnies are on there. There's a bunny there. How cute that is. And then you can see like the gold speckling along with the rest of it. So there is some gold in there. I'm just going to take a brush and I'm going to lightly dip into the metal pigment. And I'm just going to bring a little bit of gold Thank you. Not everywhere. I'm kind of just touching wherever, making it look almost sporadic. Like it's just kissed with gold. I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason as to why I like what I like and why I do what I do. I just go for it. I feel like I want to do the inside here a little. Oh, thank you, Tanya. Did I see baby girl come in? This is not Would You Bend, so this is a clay mold. I thought I saw Ashley's picture. Guess not. I gotta call her and find out if she wants to come over Saturday and sit with the kids for a little bit. So I got both of them. So I will not be live Sunday, and depending on what happens Saturday, I may not be live Saturday. We'll see what goes down Saturday. I think they're coming around 4 or 5. So I definitely won't be live my normal time because they'll be here for a few hours. They're going to a friend's house that lives out here, so. So we put some gold on the frame as well. So it's still aged. It's got the aged look, but it's got the aged look with the gold on it. Does that make sense? And just kind of like randomly placed on there. I love that. Hi, Susan. Hi, Becky. Do you guys like this one? I think it's cute. Like I said, I'm doing good, Danica. And like I said, we'll do the one, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. Friday we'll do, tomorrow, yeah. We'll do the other one, we'll fine line it, and it'll be more like that shabby kind of look. So I have these. These are like, hi Mama Luca. Hi Sarah, thank you. Well, nope, nope, that ain't gonna work. You need a taller one. Not happening. You love this one? I kind of do too. Not gonna lie. I like that one a lot. I'm gonna set this. Who am I kidding? Somewhere safe, right? So while I have, oh, thank you, Luann. while I have that sitting out, I'm going to at least decor varnish this in the soft touch and then do the foil. What did I do with the other piece of foil? Am I that? Have I lost it? Oh, I put the egg on top of it. Thank you, Kathy. Because I want to speckle this one too. Oh, Terry, I think you created a monster, just so you know. You love it? Okay, good. So we're going to soft touch. This is the Decor Varnish Soft Touch. Love this stuff. Oh, man, so much that I'm wearing it. Okay. Should have put this on before I wrapped the bling, but that's all right. Really. I love this lilac color. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this one. Unless you guys want me to just finish this one. We can finish this one together. The soft touch is not shiny. The soft touch is completely matte. It dries totally matte, which gives it that super soft look, but it feels like a velvet, like rose petals inside of a bunny's ear. It's described so many different ways, but it is 100% matte. Once it dries, it is 100% matte. The good thing about these is they lay like so. I did paint this one. So this one is the same color, the same lilac that we used last night. Remember I painted this one lilac while we were painting the small one lilac last night? Yes, it's very velvet-like. So we're going to dry this side, put the soft touch on the other side. Yes, finish it. I need to, oh, there they are. I actually want to look at, because I don't know that I want to put pearls on this one. I'm going to look at a couple of the different appliques that I showed you guys. Dollar Tree. So this one came from Dollar Tree. I'll show it to you once I can pick this up. So one side was like a hot pink, one side is clear. They don't sell it put together. They sell it like sitting in the half. And then they have one that's about this big that I actually have sitting out in the garage right now that was primed yesterday. And we're going to do a really big one because I have huge appliques. So I want to do a really big one. And then I put it together, primed it, and then I used B7000 and I glued along the inseam, put it together, and then I wrapped it around with bling just to hide the seam, which you can do with ribbon, whatever you have. So like say this egg was painted black, it would just be this beautiful, soft matte black. I mean, Easter eggs aren't black, but y'all know I'll paint anything black, literally. So it's just the visual that the soft touch gives. Appliques will look gorgeous. Yeah, so I have That's what we did on that pale blue one. But I think I want to use different appliques because we're going to be using gold instead of the silver. Well, we are using gold instead of silver. I already have gold on here. But I want to show you the idea I have for the bling that's going in the center of it. Like, holy stinking cow, stay. Okay. I gotta get the bottom area of it, y'all. So, like, this one had these appliques, and I said I had more of those. I think we're gonna use a different applique. So this is the same one as this. We're just doing a different color. Can you see how like violet it is now? Like that beautiful violet color? Soft purple, whatever you want to call it. I think I was thinking of Heavy Body Gel has matte. Yes, Heavy Body Gel you can get in matte or glossy. They also have it in black now. So I don't know if you saw that, Lisa, but they do have it in black as well. And then I want to dab this in the gold, so I'm making sure my gold's not drying out over there. That's one of your favorites, Tanya? The blue one that I just showed you? It did come out really pretty. I know it's a super soft pale blue. It was really hard to kind of capture. For me, it was hard to capture like the color in a photo. Hello, Miss Patty. Oh, wow, I almost just dabbed in the gold. How are you? I'll just do this last little area here, dry that. And then we'll speckle it. No one knows where I put the lid, do they? There it is. Good, 2 in a bag. Looked iridescent. Yes, I think those might be too small. Those are the two I'm thinking of, but I think they're too small. We'll see which ones fit on here. Hi, Marlene. And it's hard to show you like the color on screen, but when you sit it here, you can absolutely tell what color it is. It's so weird. Then I think we're going to do like a super, super pale yellow and a mint green one. Because those were recommendations by people, and I'm like, why not have fun with different colors? Right? Something I wouldn't normally do, so I say we go for it. All right, let me see if I can fold this one better than I did that other one, or ball it up, I should say. Without squish-ing it. Okay. Here goes nothing. I go into our gold pigment. It's starting to dry up a little bit. I'm gonna go on the back first. I just asked Finnabear if the lavender is really pretty. Like, is it? Oh, shiitakes. Okay, that did not work out for me. The heck am I doing, Terry? It worked so good yesterday. think I need a bigger piece of foil. This is making me nervous. Maybe a sponge cut. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to get a bigger piece of foil, as I think this little itty bitty thing isn't doing what I need it to do. Not doing what I need it to do. I'm going to get a bigger piece. I'll be right back. Because yesterday I used like a much bigger piece and was able to get it in, woo, like a ball. First off, why is it got ball size? Are you short on foil? Why I went to get a bigger one. Okay, I need a little more pigment because that is drying up. Hi Kim, how are you? So let's move that over. Like I said, maybe yesterday was just a good luck day and that's why it worked so well for me. Who knows? You know me and my good luck. Because I thought, well, I don't know. I didn't want to waste it. Well, learn my lesson. Don't use a little one. Hi, Marlene. Love Virginia. So I'll put my gold medal pigment in there. Mix it up. Terry, you must have like, it keeps showing you going out, coming in, going out, coming in, like every 3 seconds. It's cracking me up right now. I was going to ask you if you were getting dizzy at all. I mean, it's showing everybody out, in, out, in, out, in, but Terry is like, you're probably on like 400 times at this point. No joke. And it's just something the book has been doing. It's so weird. That's why I keep probably saying hi to everybody 10,000 times. Just a little bit more. All right, so I think through Easter season, I'm gonna need me some tin foil. This might turn into a problem. Like I said, Terry, you probably created a monster. I'm getting on my frickin' nerves, and then I'm off a random live, then on your live. Yeah, I know. It's... So I had quite a few people say, how do I stay on your live? And I'm like, unfortunately, it's the book. It's not anything, because I've done it, like, I'll be on somebody's live, and me and Trish were talking about this earlier. You go to comment, and it boots you off, and you end up on somebody else's live. And I'm like, well, this isn't where I was. Right, that's what Trish just said. If I want to see comments, I have to go out and come back in. Oh my God, that's so funny. I mean, it's not funny. It's got to be annoying as heck, but... All right, I'm not having luck with this today, Terry. What am I doing wrong? It doesn't like me today. I was so excited to do this one. Okay, here we go. All right. Whew. I was about to start sweating and say, never mind. I got it. It's working now. Past 2 days has been, it's been like this, Terry, for like going on 2 weeks now. That's what it shows while we're live. It's the weirdest thing. I'm not so worried about going up the edges because we're going to put the appliques, but I mean, you may see it through the applique, so why not, right? I don't want it covered in speckles, but look how cute that is. Yeah, this one is plastic. It's 100% plastic. So that's why I said you got to be careful with your heat tool on it because it is 100% plastic. It's like that, like the Dollar Tree plastic eggs. And then if your Dollar Tree has them, should have grabbed them while I was out in the kitchen. I'm not going to go back out there again, jump off of here. They have like the bigger golden eggs. I want to say there's 4 or 5 in a pack. I don't remember. Grab those because I'm going to be doing something with those as well. And they're $1.25. They're kind of in between this one and the small ones that we did. If that makes sense. Yeah, that's what I've been doing, is kind of like rotating it as I'm dipping it because it was going flat on me. Y'all know me and my heavy-handedness. So I keep testing it on the bottom before I go into the top of it. I think I'm scared to really dip it into that gold is my problem. So I keep having to go back into it. So I'm probably making this look a lot harder than it, no, there it goes. I was definitely scared to dip into the gold. Thought I was going to blotch it too much. Okay, how stinking cute. I don't want a whole lot on here. I've seen them in the past, but I've not been there in a while. Okay, gotcha. All right, so that's that. Let's set this over here. The appliques. They're right over here. Hi, Stacy. I was whacking at it yesterday. Okay, so those aren't going to fit. These are not. Those are way too big. Okay, let's see. There's these. And then there's... Let's see what we got here. Sounds like I'm cracking eggs? Probably. I'm sure that's what it sounded like. So here's the thing. It doesn't have to go over the whole thing, right? So this one is super pretty. This might work. that does not go like that. It goes like this. This one is actually perfect size. So that one would go on like so, right? And then, oh, tell me they both go the same. No, they don't. See if I can use this one to frame it out a little bit. And this one's not as heavy as that other one, so it shouldn't take so long to put on. Okay, I like that. Let's see what these do. These might be, these are probably too big. Hi, Bernice. Those might go on the bigger egg. Okay. And then there's these. I like the first two we pulled out. Oh, I kind of really like these. I'm not gonna lie. But I don't know if they're for this. No, they're not. Not the look I'm wanting. Okay, so those other two will fit on here. Yeah. Okay, and then I have this Totally Dazzled bow, right? So what I was thinking was we would wrap these up here like so, kind of like framing. Why am I so discombobulated? So we kind of wrap like we did the other day. Framing this out, right? So just imagine this is kind of like framed out. And then put the Totally Dazzled bow here. And off underneath the Totally Dazzled bow, what I was thinking is, you know how that other one has dangles? Why can't we create under the Totally Dazzled bow, like just put a bunch of little strips of bling underneath it, kind of like it's dangling, or just off the center of the bow. Like we could put 3 little strands in the center of the bow and have that dangle down the egg. Does that make sense? Actually, we'll use the bigger strand that I thought I already had. Did you guys like that idea? Band down, band down. No, I'm crazy. I didn't have it open. I had the bigger silver one open. Dangles, yes. Okay. That's what we're gonna do then. I loved the way those gems dangled off that other one. And I was like, oh, I want to do it in gold. I don't have anything like that. And I said, well, maybe I can create something. So I went through my Totally Dazzled, and that's when I saw that. They wrap the heck out of this stuff. Yes. Okay. Let's do that then. Alrighty. So I need my glue, which is where? Right here. So at least this one won't be as hard to put on as the one we put on the other day, which is a plus. So I just need to figure out how we're going to lay this. So I want to lay this on this side. This is going to kind of overlap here. If I come in, it needs to almost frame out. Okay. Are you going to stagger the length? So yeah, I'll do like longer in the middle and shorter on the ends, if that makes sense. Once I get this top piece glued down, it goes a little quicker. All right, that way I have my starting point. We'll just follow down with all the rest of this glue. And I'm using the Eileen's Turbo Tacky Glue. It just dries a little quicker. At least from what I've experienced. Then we're going to come down around and hug that area. So let me come on the other side of this. Hey, Miss Sarah, how are you? Hi, Connie. Okay. Now this one's laying down a little different than that other one. So let me come in here. See how much quicker this one's going down than the one the other day, because it doesn't have all those pearls and bling and everything on it. So it's actually going down a lot quicker, which I had a feeling it would. Do some prepping for tonight. There you go. I'm gonna eventually do that dish, Sarah. Now I'm like on egg duty. I feel like I'm on egg duty. Did you guys see those eagles that had they were like all over on Facebook today. Had their first 3 little hatchlings. We have an eagle's nest over here in Eastlake at one of the parks, and it's protected, and they have the camera and everything on there too. I think their names are Liberty and Justice, or maybe Justice is the one that is no longer, but I think Liberty still is. And then another male showed up. I don't remember which way that went. Anybody in this area remembers? Yes, they are precious. These appliques were actually sent to me in Happy Mail. I got quite a few of them, but they came off of wedding dress. I mean, I have good theories or good hopes in getting a wedding dress and doing this, but what I will tell you is the wedding dress will probably just sit here, because I don't have that kind of patience, so I don't know. Seems good in theory. Okay, so that applique is laid down. I have to blow my nose. I'm so sorry. Over here sniffling like a fool. 1 second. Oh, jeez, hold down. Now, I probably could have cut an applique, but Lord, I don't know how I do on that. So sorry. We have Oopsie Beautiful Big Birds, 2 on a tower. Yeah, these are out here. It's the bald eagles. Beautiful. And whoever takes their pictures, holy cow, take some amazing photos of them. Okay, so then this one's gonna go on top. And it sits perfectly, like, oh, I hope it does, because that's how I did it. Yep. Yep, exactly. Like I said, I know there was liberty and there was justice, but I think liberty, something happened, or maybe, now I don't remember. Something happened to one of them, the male, and then a new male came into the picture. Hi, Jerry. Guys, if you're new, come in and say hello. Let me know where you're coming from. I'm in the Cleveland, Ohio area, where it is super windy and cold today. A little bit of snow. And then it's supposed to stay cold, and then it's supposed to start raining like crazy, and then it's gonna get cold again. You know, it's the way the routine's gonna go for a while, I'm sure. Now, this glue does go on there white, but it dries clear. You can't see it on that other egg at all. And yes, I know I'm covering a lot of the bling that I laid down this egg, but there was 2 reasons for that. One is it kind of it covers up that seam down the center of the egg, and you can see the bling actually you can see the bling through this applique, but it also kind of helps hold that seam. Even though I did put the B7000 on there, it does kind of give it a little extra like protection so that the egg stays together, if that makes sense. And I'm being super careful with the glue on my fingers because I do have soft touch on here, so I don't want to get anything on the soft touch. Spring keeps teasing us, I know. So what are y'all doing for dinner tonight? I kind of really want a taco salad, or not, it's like a steak chipotle taco salad thing from this Mexican place down the road. I'm debating it. They're so good. Hey, Becky. How is Miss Donna Sue? Okay, so now I gotta be careful because I'm coming around the corner. Are you guys excited to put that Totally Dazzled piece on here? I kind of am. That's what I want to get to. I want to see what we can do with it. Good Wendy's tacos. I've been like on this taco kick. Well, Sunday it won't be. Just thought about it. It means I'm gonna have to feed the kids Saturday. Oh boys. Didn't think about that. Get the salad, girl. I know. Yeah, it's like it's steak and chipotle sauce and sour cream and beans and fajita veggies. It's, oh my God. Okay, I'll shut up. It's so stinking good. A full turkey dinner. Stuffing, mashed potatoes, and gravy and cranberry sauce. Oh, that sounds sounds so good. I didn't even eat Thanksgiving dinner this year. Not even gonna lie to y'all. Couldn't do it. Okay. Appliques are on. If I need to touch up anything that may lifts, I will. I haven't had chili in forever. So super soft, right? Now we're gonna put that Totally Dazzled piece on there. So we're gonna get our B7000. We're gonna kind of figure out how to cut our chain and how we're gonna do this. Okay, let's put that away, put that away. Let's look how super shiny that is. Love it. I love, love, love those bows. Okay, let's figure out how we're gonna do that. Aren't they pretty? So I think what I want to do is, so this one was pretty high up. I don't think I want to go that high. I think what we're gonna do is probably right about in between what looks like that little window there. And then if we bring let me figure out how we're gonna do it. I need to borrow this. So if I put my Totally Dazzled bow like so, I think that's where we're gonna put it. And then let me just cut a piece of this off and decide how long we're gonna make it. Man down. Y'all, what am I thinking? It lays flat. Here's the thing, I'm gonna make it to about there. I'll go one below that. If I gotta cut a couple off, I'll cut a couple off, but I need to figure out how we're gonna place this. So if I do one that length, these are wider pieces of bling, so I'm never gonna get this even if I don't count them. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. let's go 12. And then we'll do the other one the same size. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, y'all, I would double the chain for the outside. What do you mean double it for the outside? Huh? So you want the middle to be longer. Does that make sense? That's gonna be pretty. I just got to figure out how we're getting that chain on there. I can't do it under the bow because then the bow's definitely not going to lay. And it needs to be somewhat free-flowing. I'm going to hold this sucker right here. She for sure. Oh, thank you, Addie. Fold it in half for the outside and put the middle one. Fold it in half for the outside, put the middle. It's not registering, Bernice. I don't know what, thank you, Margaret. I don't want it to be totally tilted, so it needs to sit for a minute. I think this is gonna be too, okay, nope. All right, so thank you, Tanya. I got a stinking hair, y'all. All right, so sorry, I can't do it like pointing towards you guys. I'm gonna have to do it away from you. I apologize. Shiitakes. Or I put a big one, hold on, line them up. Oh, I get what you're saying. I don't think I have anything to do that. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that big one. I think it's too much with all the big ones. Nope, I have a better idea. Hold on. I got it. There's gonna be 5 of them. So there's not gonna be 3, there's gonna be 5. And we're gonna do, I'm gonna take one off. I don't like the length. I don't know where that went. Is this the long one? Yes. This lines up perfectly in the middle, and it was throwing me off because here, and we can just put these on. If we decide to trim them later, we will, because I'm only gluing the top. But we're going to put smaller ones right next to that. And then we're going to put the bigger ones on the outside, I think. We can trim them once they're on there, because I'm not going to be able to count these. It's just not going to happen. Come on. You know I'm going to be stubborn and figure out a way to do this, right? Just saying. Love it. Good, good, good. I think a lot of you gave up. They're like, yep, nope, she's taking too long. How many eggs she want to do? I don't even know what time it is. Okay. Oh God, that's because it's after 8 o'clock. Just 2 more, guys. You kind of see what I did there? I don't want to totally tilt it yet, but I did the smaller on the sides of the big one. Now I'm going to go one big one on each side of that. If that makes sense. I'm going to kind of tuck up underneath the bow here. Oh my God. I'm just saying. All right, last one. I have to turn it this way. Oh, my back is so yelling at me right now. Where did you find the piece to balance your egg? Amazon. Thank you, Kelly. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh my God. It hurts so bad. Whew. All right, so now we just got to trim these. So I want this to definitely be 3 shorter. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, geez, oh man. I'm going blind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I only glued the tops. Take one off of each of these. Almost lost an eye. All right, I'm just going to adjust them, and hopefully this is tacky enough that I can show it to you. My God, it's so cute. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What if y'all, I want to keep going. I literally want to keep going. Look. Oh, wait. Crooked bow. Crooked bow. I want to put a small one on either side of the big one now. Yay, nay? Does that make sense? Is that crooked or is it me? It is. It's not crooked when I stare at it straight on. Why is that? Do I put another one on either side? I feel like I should. I feel like a part of me wants to. Do like a shorter one on either side. It's good. It's good. Okay. So I'm going to do a shorter one and tuck it up under here on each side. And then I'll be done. Promise. I feel like I have to end with the smaller size. I don't know why, I just do. Yep, that's what it needed. Okay. Why not? Right? Why not? Might as well. Go for it. Think of like all the different possibilities. All right, so the best thing I can do with these little ones is just kind of eyeball it as far as the length. So they have to be shorter than that, maybe by one more. Sorry, y'all. I know this is not so exciting. Welcome to my crazy brain. One more. Guess I deserved that. This egg's yelling at me. Stop it. You're done. Call it quits. Okay, I like it now. That's so pretty. I like this. It's got the appliques like down the side, and you can see the bling kind of all underneath the applique. That gold dotted on there, like soft lavender color. How fun is that? So I'm gonna leave it laying down just so that obviously that B7000 can do its thing. But how pretty is that? I like it. I think it's super pretty. Y'all, I might have a new, thank you, Sarah. Y'all are gonna start seeing me create like danglies off of everything now. At least Easter eggs, they're fun. Thank you. Kind of like my pumpkins. I kind of have my way with my pumpkins. Easter eggs, you could do so many different things with them. I actually have some stuff that came in that I want to try. So I'm excited. I love it. You like it? Isn't that pretty? So what's the next one we should do? Like, somebody had said like a mint green. I just got to figure out how to do a mint green. And then somebody had said a pale yellow. So then I got to figure out what goes with pale yellow. Because me and those colors, I'm not sure. Thank you, Miss Sybil. So we have the purple one. We have the blue one. We'll do a green one and a yellow one. We'll have to do like a... We'll have to do a white one. They are so pretty, right? I like them. How pretty is that? All right, I'm out. Sorry, long one today, guys. Sorry, that one was a little tedious there for a hot minute. But, so I'll be back. We will finish. It flipped over on its side because I walked right past it. So this is the one we started today. We'll finish. I will actually put the other mold on the back of this. I'm going to let this sit here for a few hours. And we'll come back and do that one tomorrow. And then we did this one. So pretty, right? And we stamped the gold on there too. And it's got two different images. Yeah, we could totally do a pink one. We'll have to do pink, green, yellow, white. Pink, green, yellow, white. Oh Lord, that's a lot of eggs, y'all. A lot of eggs. And then we'll be doing a lot of these ones as well. And then I want to make more of these too. I really like these. I don't know. I'd be losing my mind with eggs. You do the same, Sybil. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful evening. I should be back tomorrow because I probably more than likely won't be here Saturday unless I go on early. And I definitely won't be here Sunday. So, very pretty to answer your question. Thank you, Margaret. You guys all have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your evening. Thank you for being here when you could have been anywhere else. It means the world to me. Have a good one. Bye.